Welcome back, folks. Today we're diving into how you can potentially profit from the incoming Trump presidency in 2025. We're going to look at some of the big policy changes he's talking about and see how those might shake things up on Wall Street. Could be a chance to make some serious green, but remember, we got to be smart about it. Now, let me be clear as spring water, I'm not a financial advisor. This ain't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You got to do your own homework, your own research. Talk to the pros, and really think through the moral implications of where you put your hard-earned money. Just because something might make money doesn't mean it sits right with your values, and that's okay. But if you're looking for ways to potentially capitalize on the political landscape, this video's for you. We're going to break down some sectors and companies that could be poised for growth under a Trump administration. So buckle up, grab your coffee, and let's get down to business. Trending today: Trump 2025 policies, investment tips, stock market predictions, financial planning, and economic growth sectors. All right, folks, let's talk about one of Trump's signature issues, immigration. He's talking tough on border security, and that could mean big business for companies specializing in, well, walls and security. We're talking high-tech fences, surveillance systems, the whole 9 yards. Think about companies like Palantir, known for their data analysis tools, or Axon Enterprise, formerly Taser, who provide body cameras and other law enforcement tech. If Trump ramps up border security, these companies could see their stock prices soar. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dave, that sounds kind of dark, profiting off of stricter immigration. And you know what? You're right, it's a moral dilemma, no doubt. But we're here to look at the potential financial implications of policies, and this one could be huge for certain sectors. Remember, folks, this isn't about agreeing or disagreeing with the policy. This is about understanding how to navigate the financial landscape in a changing world. You get to decide where you stand ethically and what you're comfortable investing in. But one thing's for sure, when the government spends big, somebody's got to make that money. And in this case, it could be the private security sector. So do your research, talk to your financial advisor, and decide if this is an opportunity you can stomach. Companies like CoreCivic for private prisons could also benefit. And don't forget about CSX for railroads. Lockheed Martin for defense is another key player. The S&P 500 could see shifts with deregulation. Companies like AST SpaceMobile and Redwire for space exploration are worth watching. And of course, major oil and gas giants for drilling could see significant impacts. All right, folks, let's talk tariffs. Trump loves them, and they could mean big changes for American companies. See, when you slap a tariff on goods coming from overseas, it makes those products more expensive. Suddenly, American-made goods look a whole lot more appealing. Now, this ain't rocket science, but it is economics. When American products are more competitive, American companies stand to benefit. We're talking manufacturing, steel, aluminum, you name it. Companies that have been struggling to compete with cheaper imports could see a resurgence. Now, hold your horses, because tariffs are a double-edged sword. They can help some industries, but hurt others. If you're in the business of importing those goods, well, you're going to feel the pinch, and consumers might end up paying higher prices too. But if you're looking for potential investment opportunities, keep an eye on companies that manufacture goods domestically. Think steel giants like Nucor or US Steel, or aluminum producers like Alcoa. These companies could see increased demand and higher profits if tariffs become the name of the game. Just remember, folks, tariffs are a political football. What Trump enacts one day, another president could reverse, so don't go betting the farm on tariffs alone. Do your research, diversify your portfolio, and invest for the long haul. Let's talk about an industry that tends to do well when tensions are high and defense budgets are ballooning. That's right, the military-industrial complex. Trump's a big believer in military strength, and that usually translates into more spending on defense. We're talking fighter jets, drones, missiles, cybersecurity, the whole shebang. And when the government's writing big checks for that kind of hardware, companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, they're the ones cashing in. Now, I'm not saying war is good for business, but let's be honest, it tends to be good for the defense industry. And with Trump at the helm, there's a good chance we'll see increased military spending. If you're comfortable investing in this sector, defense stocks could be a good bet. But, and this is a big but, remember that ethical considerations are important. If you're morally opposed to war and violence, this might not be the right investment for you, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're looking for potential profits in a Trump economy, defense stocks are definitely worth considering. Just remember, like any investment, there are risks involved. Do your research, understand the industry, and invest wisely. All right, folks, let's talk about something near and dear to Wall Street's heart: deregulation. Trump's a big fan of getting the government off the backs of businesses, and that includes the financial industry. Now, some folks argue that deregulation led to the 2008 financial crisis. Others say it's the key to unleashing economic growth. I'm not here to settle that debate, but I am here to tell you that deregulation could mean big profits for certain companies. Think big banks like JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs. These financial behemoths were hit hard with regulations after the 2008 crisis, but deregulation could loosen those reins and let them run wild. We're talking less oversight, fewer restrictions, and potentially more profits. Now, whether that's a good thing for the average American is up for debate, but for investors looking to capitalize on a deregulated environment, financial stocks could be the golden ticket. But remember, folks, deregulation can be a risky business. Less oversight can lead to reckless behavior, and well, we've seen how that movie ends. So if you're going to dip your toes in the financial sector, do your homework. Understand the companies you're investing in, and don't be afraid to diversify. All right, folks, let's shift gears and talk about something out of this world: space exploration. Trump's been vocal about his desire to return America to its rightful place as a leader in space. Now, space exploration ain't cheap. It takes billions of dollars and some serious technological prowess, but it also represents a huge opportunity for companies operating in this final frontier. We're talking about companies like SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, and Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos. These private companies are already making waves in the space industry, and with Trump's support, they could really take off. But it's not just about launching rockets. We're talking about satellites, space tourism, asteroid mining. The possibilities are literally astronomical. And the companies that figure out how to make money in space could be sitting on a gold mine. Now, investing in space exploration is not for the faint of heart. It's a high-risk, high-reward proposition, but if you're looking for a piece of the next great adventure, this could be it. Just remember to buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. All right, folks, let's talk about something near and dear to Trump's heart: American energy. He's a big believer in unleashing American oil and gas production, and that could mean big bucks for energy companies. We're talking about rolling back regulations, opening up federal lands for drilling, and making America energy independent. Now, whether you agree with his environmental policies or not, there's no denying that this could be a boon for the oil and gas industry. Companies like ExxonMobil, Chevron, ConocoPhillips, these are the heavy hitters in the oil patch, and they stand to benefit greatly from Trump's energy policies. We're talking increased production, higher profits, and potentially even higher stock prices. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dave, isn't renewable energy the future? And you know what? You're right. But the transition to a clean energy economy is going to take time, and in the meantime, oil and gas are still king. So if you're looking for potential investment opportunities in a Trump economy, energy stocks are definitely worth considering. Just remember, like any investment, there are risks involved. Oil prices are volatile. Regulations can change, and the world is slowly moving towards cleaner energy sources. All right, folks, let's talk about something everybody loves: tax cuts. Trump's a big believer in putting more money back in people's pockets, and that includes corporations. Now, tax cuts are a complex issue. Some folks argue they stimulate the economy, create jobs, and boost investment. Others say they primarily benefit the wealthy and blow a hole in the national debt. I'm not here to settle that debate, but I am here to tell you that tax cuts can have a big impact on the stock market. When companies have to pay less in taxes, they have more money left over to invest in their business, buy back stock, or pay dividends to shareholders. So which companies stand to benefit the most? Well, it's not as simple as just picking the ones with the highest tax rates. You've got to look at things like how much of their income is actually taxed in the US, how much debt they have, and how they're likely to use that extra cash. But generally speaking, companies in sectors with high tax burdens like healthcare, energy, and financials could see a significant boost to their bottom line. And that could translate into higher stock prices. Just remember, folks, tax cuts are a political football. What one administration gives, another can take away. So don't go betting the farm on tax cuts alone. Do your research, diversify your portfolio, and invest for the long haul. All right, folks, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about how Trump's policies could impact everything from private prisons to space exploration, and we've looked at some potential investment opportunities in each of these sectors. But remember, these are just potential opportunities based on proposed policies. Nothing's guaranteed in the stock market, and past performance is no guarantee of future results. Always do your own research and consider the ethical implications of your investments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights. And remember, folks, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Stay informed, stay educated, and keep building that financial freedom.